Okay, video 3, and I don't know how long these videos will run before they lag and they won't come through, so that's why I'm doing them very short. So, anyways, I'm going to use this brush. This is the small flat to show you how to do kind of a Bob Ross style tree. I don't know if the kids are going to pick this up. You can always go back to the old Christmas tree style where you just kind of come out and get fluffy along the bottom. Whatever works. The biggest thing is if they're doing trees, have them try to do all the trees the same way, the same style. So if they're big and chunky, they're big and chunky. If they're thin and wispy, then that looks good. So with that being said, I'm taking my flat brush, loading it up with some paint, going back and forth on it. A decent amount of water, but I try to get my paint probably the consistency of like whole milk. It's pretty thin, but it's not going to drip. So I've got a lot on there. Now I'm going to take my brush and I'm going to, if this is the canvas face, I'm going to come in at about a 45. So again, I'm coming in at a 45 here, and I'm just going to touch on the top of the tree a little dot. Little dot. You can barely see that, and then I'll do another dot on the other side. See those two little dots? Just using the edge of this brush. Now as I come down, I'm going to squish a little harder and a little farther out. And I just work my way down, and then at this point here, I'm just kind of stamping. A little farther out, a little farther out. You're not going to see it on the hill. I'll do it again. And you can make them as full or as thin as you want. Even with these little tiny tree right here, it'll still work. I'm just going to barely touch, not at the very top, a little farther down. And I'm going to just come down, and that's probably too thin. Excuse me. A little adjustment there. And as I come down, I just get a little fatter, and I don't like that tree that much, so I'm going to extend him up a little bit and make him a little bit wider and a little bit taller. Okay, that'll work. So there's this little tree that comes down. Same thing on this little guy here, a little bit down from the top, little tiny dab. Okay, so, and this one I can come back and fill in some of the spots if I want. If it's a little too thin. But you can see there's kind of some just rugged looking Alaska looking trees. It doesn't matter. You can adjust them as you go if you don't like it, if that's just a little too thick. And do your thing, okay? So that's kind of how you make a tree. You could do, let me see here. I'm not prepared, hold on. Okay, I'm just going to use, this is just a file folder. Same thing though, if I come up and I do a line down for my tree, whoops. You can go do the old Christmas tree style and come down like this if you want. And a little bit wider, and build out the side, a little wider. And these are trees that are a ways away, okay? So you can play this game like this. As long as they're the same all the way down, they'll still work. That'll still work just as much as the other Christmas tree style, or the one I just did, the Bob Ross style, which again is like this, and I just kind of come in at an angle and just start stamping. Okay, and it's okay to have a few bald spots because trees have those. So it's either way, a series of them are going to look good. Okay, if you're going to be doing more of a apple tree, oak tree, something that's a little bit more wispy and branchy, then I always start with, I'm just using this liner brush, but I'll start with the trunk. I'll come up, and if my hand's a little shaky, that's okay. And I'm just kind of have it come out and cruise out to one side, reload the paint, real thin paint. I'll cruise out to the other side. I kind of have a Y shape now. Maybe I'll have another one come out here. I'm going quickly, so it's sloppy, forgive me. And branch out here. And I'm always just kind of cruising up towards the sun. So as I pull my little Y shapes out, notice they're kind of going up. Come out the side, go up, go up, go up. And you can keep going in and having fun with that. And as far up as you want to go, as many branches you want to go. Just as crazy. And then that's just kind of the body of this apple tree, oak tree, whatever kind of tree you want it to be. Hopefully I didn't go out of view, forgive me. And then that's your infrastructure, if you will, of what you'd put on there. Rather, that'll hold up anything you put on there. Example, if it's kind of a fall day and I pick up just some red and some yellow, it's all mixed together. Using a flat brush, I just kind of stamp it on there. Just cruise around, it's kind of mixed paint there. Now I got a real nice, quick little fall tree. Just that fast, and there's that tree. So you decide the style. If I'm coming back to a tree like the Bob Ross or the Christmas tree, I'm going to make it a little green real fast on the side. You can't see it. Trust me, I'm off the side here. And I can stamp right over it and just kind of pick up some colors here and there. I don't know if you can see that. I'll do some on here and just add some on there. So it's basically, I've done an underpainting with the dark, and the green can come off a little here and there. Like, it doesn't even have to be on a branch, because it's just going to look like that. And then let's say I have a highlight, haven't cleaned my brush, come into some white, and I'm putting some highlight right here on the edge. Just more on one side than the other, assuming the sun's coming from this side. Same as here, I could do that, come down. So hopefully that you get an idea on how those work. All right, I'll go to another video.